everyone, to an amazing audience here in Los Angeles and an amazing series in front of us as well. Good to see signs of life from Cloud9. Game 1 was a stomp. Game 2 was a barn burner. Game 3, who knows?
This may be a good time to remind everyone that our playoff system is actually in the upper bracket double elimination. So, regardless if this is our last game or not, whichever team happens to lose this series will have another chance to run it through the lower bracket.
Cloud9 might need that chance because they are looking like they are in deep trouble. You heard the analyst desk talking about how much of a blue side team they've been all split long, how Summit's been the most important member on the map. He's been absolutely awful against 100 Thieves in the past 3 games. And now here they are having to change their entire kind of game plan, it feels like, in order to accommodate what happened in Game 1 and Game 2.
Well, once again, switching sides finally, good adaptation there. And the bans are remaining pretty similar. It looks like 100 Thieves setting up the Zeri first pick with a Nautilus ban.
And you know what has to happen here. If Cloud9 are choosing red side here, that has to be a counter pick for Summit. There's no other outcome that is acceptable to me, honestly.
You don't want another blind Renekton, Cody?
I do not want another blind pick for Summit. Cloud9 definitely need to get him a counter. 100 Thieves, though, well investing their blue side first pick, I think, into closer. He definitely paid them well for the lead and priority.
All right, Blaber going back to the Volibear. He has been incredible on this champion, the early power that it brings. Able to make things happen a little faster than Diana.
Whoa, here we go. We get
Nice.
an aggro bottom lane. The Lucian Nami is locked in for FBI and huhi. That is aggressive.
Yes, it is, and I like the sort of mind games going on there. Okay, we're going to ban away the Nautilus, and it's like, oh, we're going to pinch the jungle pool then. Just kidding, we still want at least sit on close with 3 in a row now in this series. Obviously, you do want to tend to try to play engage against enchanters, and the question I have is, if it's electrocute Nami, you can one-shot Nami. She is not that tanky. Her base health is like under 500. It's really, really low. But if you don't want to electrocute, you don't want something offensive, you don't always have the damage to burst someone out. So I think there's going to be some tension on whether you can kill huhi or not.
And I really like this adaptation for 100 Thieves saying, hey, Summit's invisible this series. Berserker was actually kind of the problem last game, so let's go pick something that can destroy him in lane, set him behind, because so far, Ssumday has been handling Summit just fine. Neither got that much help that game, and Ssumday got through it, you know, down some CS, but clearly in a matchup that doesn't care if it falls a little behind.
I do expect that story to change based on counter pick, but you know, banning out as many Summit champions as you can for 100 Thieves should be the strategy follow up on that. And so they follow up their Gnar Jace bans, which are by far and away the 2 just most dominant picks for Ssumday, with the Camille ban as well. You want to whittle down as many of these possible counters that Summit will pick into Ssumday as you can here in round 2.
You're not looking forward to the R5 Renekton? We'll see.
Honestly, would that be hype or would that just be groans all over?
I would look forward to logging on to social media afterwards and seeing the LS Malding tweets, but we'll have to see. I really want him to pick a more selfish matchup. Renekton can get ahead and you can play through the Renekton, but then he doesn't really 1v9 quite the way the Jace can and some of these other things.
I want to take a moment here because I know it's not going to happen, but I at least want to try and put it out there into the world and talk about it. We are on 12.6. Alawi got another round of buffs, and Alawi just mauls tanks. I would love a counter pick Alawi if there is a blind pick tank from 100 Thieves. It's absolutely so terrible of a matchup for any of the tanks, especially with the extra buffs. It's been multiple patches of buffs for her. Very small chance of that happening, though. Almost non-existent.
3rd turn in a row now for Ornn. Just going to play a tank up at the top side. 100 Thieves clearly valuing this one as Cloud9 put their bans toward mid, hoping they can actually get something more out of Fudge in the mid lane. They're like, hey, we get lane pressure against Ornn, that's good enough for the game plan. Don't worry about the team fights.
Some other small adaptations in the draft. Cloud9 taking away the Viktor from 100 Thieves, which they've been relying on as a late game threat in the mid lane, as we see the Azir answer, another control mage. I was surprised not to see the Rise to combo with the Volley Rise that can get up to side lane and really blow it open, which with counter pick coming in, I thought that's where they were gonna go. Instead, they're leaning a little bit more late game. If a top lane snowball doesn't happen, we don't want to be knocked out of the game completely.
Yeah, I think they've just fully committed to blowing up the draft, and so no part of that. They don't want to
All in the trash can?
touch any more parts of it, except for, you know, the Berserker who popped off in the team fight. So we rounded out with the Tryndamere. Summit is an extremely strong Tryndamere player as well. Didn't play too much in the LCS, but tons of games in Champions Queue and absolutely demolished people with it, especially when he gets ganks up there. So I actually expect Volibear here to try and get this Summit Tryndamere off the ground and rolling. Such a strong lane phase possible. Meanwhile, I think the adaptation from Ryze to Viktor is very meaningful for their late game, for the damage potential here coming from AP, from Fudge, as well as giving good wave clear.
And of course, Cloud9 now with Engage in the support role. Winsome on a tank for the first time. Not a Glask in game 1 and 2, but now with Leona, it's going to be a different look out of what's coming out of that lane. Also, good team fighting, consistent damage, I would say higher overall damage now with a Viktor here for Cloud9. Ryze, of course, can put out something, but Viktor can push lanes a lot harder, does more damage to the towers, and so there's more Fudge can do, I feel.
Yeah, definitely so, especially since the popular build for Ryze is the tank build as well. It does take away, like you were pointing out, Mark, the possibilities of the split push quite as much.
Alrighty, well, once again, Cloud9, 100 Thieves, game 3. Is this gonna be it? There we go.
I was waiting for it. I knew it.
They've made playoffs after all.
They're watching at home just like you.
They're cheering for Spica tomorrow. He's going to be on the analyst desk. That's what they're cheering for.
All right, let's see about this level 1 check. Is going to be easy information traded as the Volibear E goes down as well. And we won't have another explosive level 1.
Spamming the emotes at each other from the LCK days.
Good old freaks.
So the lack of level 1 this game makes a lot more sense. A lot of the times when you try and do tricky level 1s, there's a couple versions of it. There's these blitz strategies where you charge down somewhere. There's traps, in a sense, where you can get over walls and then come from a weird angle. And then there's just delayed invades. But with this game, I don't feel like anyone wants to do any of those kinds of plays, and they really just want to make sure their junglers get through a little uninterfered, though. The double range from the bot lane could be the angle.
I do want to point out that the one investment in early game was this ward, and Sidebrush is incredibly important when you're playing the double range matchup versus melee range here from Cloud9's side. Getting that ward and then getting the recall off there from Winsome. He actually changed over to Sweeper, so we'll try and clear out a Sweeper path for jungle ganks. Blaber, though, going to split the map. Good force split here from Cloud9.
Yeah, really nice split, but also at the same time, you saw that this ward spotted them out right here. So instead, Closer is going to go down the bot side to match this invade.
And it's still a good choice from Cloud9 because it doesn't matter if it's matched. You are forcing this because you want your isolated Summit Tryndamere matchup into Ssumday. So yes, it is not going to be any delay for Closer, but it is still to the game plan for Cloud9. Don't let Summit get ganked early on the Tryndamere. Let him really push on that top side of the map by sectioning across basically top clear here for Blaber and bottom side clear there for Closer. That's what we're referring to when you talk about split maps for junglers and is propagated by the level 1 invades.
Well, here's Blaber, level 3 Abbedagge to the bottom side. Does he have? No, he's no E, so he can't dash away, but walks enough. Berserker takes a big chunk of damage. Level 2 Spike comes in, not respected. Flash follow in, gonna land the slow. Abbedagge doesn't have an easy way out, but finds the Q slow. Chomped on, a flash for Fudge, gets the damage first. Blood, Cloud9!
Blaber is a sniper with that Sky Splitter. The E on Volibear so critical. Fudge now under attack, though. Can he save his mid laner?
Yeah, I mean, closes around, but doesn't have the damage. The Q's not going to back out for another second, and so as long as Blaber's in the way, Flash Q! Oh, he did it! Closer, Flash Q! What a madman!
The back and forth by both junglers. Blaber finding the first kill, but Closer not letting it go away unpunished. Gets Fudge, who had to blow that flash to get that kill.
He's gonna land that one almost. Not quite a big enough lollipop there. Ultimately, Blaber gets to be okay with this one, but it's a fight over Scuttle Crab now. Cloud9, what are you gonna do about this one? Winsome slowed up. He's on a health pretty rapidly. Couple shots come in. FBI takes Winsome down. 100 Thieves answer back with 2.
Where you going, Winsome? That river is not your territory. That is the territory of Closer. Absolute dominance here from him again. This is why they first pick him the Lee Sin. He's pulling off the plays even after. Blaber's got the spotlight on him. Beautiful gank onto Abbedagge. Closer strikes right back and wrests that control. Let's take a look at it one more time in our Rocket Flip the Switch replay. This is Blaber striking first.
This is why I was so happy to see Blaber off of Diana. He's such an aggressive playmaker that he knows he can still find this kill here, calling Fudge to come with this follow-up. Yes, Closer is on this side of the map, but he's still stuck in Cloud9's jungle, which means they get this kill for free. The problem is how they split up here when they should back out together.
Yeah, so, well, you want to counter jungle on the Raptors here, but coming up through the river, the big chunk onto Fudge, you can't leave a gap there. Blaber has his Q on, but can't get it off as Closer just flashes right over his head. It's beautiful, flashing right over the large model of the Volibear so you can get your Q through.
Incredible. Still, small gold lead to Cloud9. They are crushing in the top lane. Tryndamere, one of the most lane-dominant champions that exists in League of Legends, 35-14, with most of the wave dying to the tower. So Cloud9 have a crushing start in the top side. That's valuable. Everything else still has to keep up.
And that's the point where I was making about splitting the map and going and forcing. That's why you force the jungle split.
And I will say the advantage for the flip side is the 100 Thieves bot lane. You talked about the electrocute Nami being a little susceptible, but if there's no jungler on that side of the map, you can play as aggressive as you want. And Cloud9 kind of got punished a little bit with Winsome taking an opportune moment to roam out of lane. He gives up the kill. And this is one of the advantages in terms of play styles we were talking about, is that 100 Thieves is the team that will sometimes invest in their bot lane. They will take volatile matchups in the bot lane to try and win them. This is something that C9 never does. They are 100% a topside focused team.
Closer walks in though and realizes, okay, my camps are all down here. They got stolen away. Good to know. And not a lot to do. Puts a control ward down. Actually, going to give away some vision. If you're cracking that one, you see it comes down. You expect that to be Closer. Knows he's left side of the screen. And he's going to walk in, try to find something else to do. But, of course, with no top lane pressure and pretty equal mid lane, can't get much done. Sees Krugs are gone. And Closer for the last minute hasn't gotten to do anything.
Also want to point out the missing flash on Winsome. So if Closer is looking to do something, to the point about their bottom lane playing aggressively, it definitely is an area they can try and strike.
Shuffle in.
Hits, though.
No flash on Fudge. Misses the slow. Actually wasn't in range, but a Warhawk could get him in. Q's going to land, no problem. Red buff slow's going to make it enough. Yes, they're going to find the damage. Abbedagge gets donated to the kill. Beautifully set up and well knocked down.
The Closer Abbedagge combination was one that had been silent all split long, but was a huge part of their run last year.
And that one is just really good communication, because that's the wave where he's pushing on, saying, hey, I will get 6 off of this wave. I'm about to have level 6 ult advantage. Fudge is going to be 5. He has no flash. Come here now. Trust me, I'll hit the sweep.
The court is even better. He pulls Closer away to give him solo XP, so he gets 6 off the cannon.
Exactly. It's the communication that we get to see on screen. It's so good. Hey, I'm about to hit 6. As soon as I get it, I'm going to go for the unexpected play.
Easy kill there from here. He just walks up, red buff slow, no flash. Well done. And they get the kill onto Abbedagge, which is a pretty important part. Azir going to be very happy with that.
Those timings are so big. The critical levels, you know, everyone talks about bottom lane level 2 or support level 6s having access to those, but really well timed from the 100 Thieves. And it is going to be Blaber picking up this dragon while the bottom lane pushes up and is coming towards the river. Chance at the steal for Closer. Can he hit it?
Well, looking forward now. 900 health.
Block
for
the Q,
the smite.
block the Q.
I mean, Blaber's the only one with a smite right now. It's Closer has to kind of just get some damage across, and Blaber smites it late, but gets it at the end of the day. The damage comes across now. Went in for Lucian, though, and is the re-engage any good? Blaber does have an ulti, burns it to be safe.
Oh my God, 4 health on that dragon. That was slim margins, and yet 100 Thieves, even though they give it up, still collecting more gold.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a copium reward there, as Berserker, you are not safe to go back to your turret right now.
Okay, next level is you have to do an actual wave. You have to do an actual wave when you do it. Crowd challenges. 100 Thieves, though, looks like they've met all challenges in this series. Already a 900 gold lead off of those extra kills.
And if you want to do a wave in Houston,
careful.
Oh no, Winsome. What do you get out of that? The bubble lands. Hey, you stop the recall. You stop the recall, and you burn the flash. But 450 gold goes over to 100 Thieves.
You win some, you lose some, and that is a lose some scenario right there. There's a reason he's not canceling his recall, Phreak. That was a literal ego check right there.
Yeah.
Closer was ego checking Winsome and punished him for it.
And we talked about the first time in 2 years, audience being here, a crowd in front of you. Winsome came through the LCK Academy, or the amateur system, excuse me, not even an academy. He was the greenest player on stage today, and you have to wonder if some of the pressure is getting to him with these mistakes we're seeing out of lane, trying to be proactive, doesn't want to lose vision control for his team, but also not respecting the danger that 100 Thieves poses.
Power spikes look pretty good. Noon Quiver plus a pickaxe in for FBI. He's going to be chilling there on that Lucian. Fudge just ulting to clear the ways, and you can see he's kind of on the back foot here. Ultimately, much more CS for Abbedagge. Obviously has that kill there as well, so 6 CS lead here as we crest 9 minutes into the game. And Blaber just, clearing out camps. He's got more farm, to be fair. He's got Predator, he's got the cooldown boots. He can run it in and get some stuff done, but just the one on the board so far.
This game, it is a little different in terms of draft. Past 2 games, it was the 100 Thieves, late game bomb, win con that we were worried about. Here, Cloud9 does have more tools. We talked about the Viktor, but also the split push from a Tryndamere is substantially stronger than a Renekton. So even if, your 4-man core falls a little bit behind, the 1-man split pusher for Summit has more agency to actually take over this game.
Plus, they have invested, because you have so much top lane control, that allows you to easily pick up Rift Herald. And Rift Herald is going to greatly accelerate that game plan. So while you see on screen basically 1,000 gold advantage for 100 Thieves, Cloud9 also can cash in on at least 2 turret plates worth of gold with that Rift Herald, assuming they can at least activate it with nobody else in range. So they still have a lot going for them here in this game with the first dragon, with the Rift Herald in Blaber's hands.
And another thing that's kind of going well for them is, despite the insane amount of gold that FBI has gotten through kills, the CS for Berserker has been stabilized. He gets almost no help through jungler support, and his support in Winsome actually roams a ton. He has very low dual procs, but he always stays even in gold, and that's one of the advantages for why Berserker is a late game bomb, is it feels like no matter what else is going on around him, bot lane's on fire, his farm is still kind of even with the pace of the game. He has not fallen behind. It's just FBI has been insanely accelerated by his own kills.
It's around the ward. Summit gonna burn the ghost early. Knows something's going on right now, and not gonna find the knock just yet, but closes around. Spinning slash, and now here comes the ult into the ult, and that's gonna be Summit trying to find a way out. Could burn flash, could try to heal with Q. Goes for the flash, gets the heal, gets out. Mocking shout. There's the damage. Looks like maybe Ssumday can hold one more turret shot. Sidesteps the Sonic Wave. Well done, Summit.
The S press, instead of stepping backwards right there, is the mind game.
Closer's not done.
Goes in, gonna land a lot of the damage. Turret shots are in, flash follow the knockup, and that's gonna be Closer living as well. Tower dive round 2 is gonna be a victory for 100 Thieves.
Closer not letting Summit out of the box, kept him trapped underneath his turret, stopped the recall, the redive comes through. Closer having the series of his life versus Cloud9.
I mean, he's also the MVP of the finals last year, so he's had quite a few of these. Abbedagge's on the run, though.
Blaber runs really fast, but ultimately the cooldowns, the duration's gonna run out. And no more Q, no more catch. Abbedagge runs to safety, keeping every important cooldown still available. Just a wave under his tower. Once again, mid lane is just throwing back and forth, and the rest of the map just keeps going to 100 Thieves.
While we go into the replay, there is also a full Gale Force advantage completion here off of those early kills. And the ward just expiring. Man, the timing here. Summit wanted to push his minion wave in, didn't want to get caught here, but well done. Closer's gonna kick him into the wall to line up. You cannot dodge this ultimate now. There's no way you could dodge the second part of that Ornn.
Yeah, this does play well for Summit to get out of here. There's the nerfs on the E from crits that went up, but even though he gets out, he's still stuck. You can't just channel a recall. Closer will harass him with Qs, so he's just trying to spam Q to heal up, but eventually Closer lands one, and he's able to redive again with Ssumday coming in.
Looks like Ssumday stole it with just bombies, like the Sunfire itself actually burned him for 2 HP. So just Flash to be in range was enough to secure the kill. 1-0, and he is armor stacking. Viktor gonna be the only major threat against him. But Closer, adds more to the scoreboard as well. 400 gold lead, arguably better scaling, and now a dragon to their name. Dive in the top side, could be really good with the Volibear. Is it gonna be enough? Quick hitch, that's gonna be awkward. As the mountain rises, that seems to be the hitch right now, so.
Detective Mark was right, I think. It was as a turret plate. A turret plate just got knocked off.
No, it's the
Dragon.
Rift Herald transform.
Oh, it's the Rift Herald,
Excuse me, not Rift
The
Herald.
Dragon transform.
Yeah. So once you kill a second dragon, there seems
Rift
to be
Man.
something going, and that is a time where if that was affecting the players on that dive, it could matter because Ornn knocked up Volibear when I think Volibear wanted to jump and turn the turret off. I will have to see if that comes through at all, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, well, they're talking about it, and yeah, it does seem to be a new bug to 12.6. That is, of course, some of the awkwardness here, and it's often why patch out delayed a week and a half. You catch those things, they're micro-patched out. I don't know if it's specific to TR. I don't remember seeing it, but either way, that's obviously a bit of a rough look here. Yeah, you know, does it change the play? Does it not? I don't know. We'll see the chrono break, and we'll just wait to hear more from League Ops, but that is what's going on. That's, you know, the fact of what was going on here is the hitch when the Drake turns over.
Yeah, they're explaining it right now that it will happen once again with the change of the terrain, and everybody is ready to get right back to the action.
Alrighty, well, here we go. LCS. 2-0 start to 100 Thieves, and this game is a 6-1 start as well. And guess what? We add another death. Summit 1-22-3 against 100 Thieves. His laning phase is dominant. His CS score looks good. Cloud9 are unable to convert that into much every single time, sadly. And it keeps ticking away. 100 Thieves looking at a 3-0.
Yeah, it's just the combination of Closer and Ssumday have been so good together, all split long. And this was one of the criticisms of Ssumday in North America was not working necessarily with the rest of his team, even when he was individually playing well. But this series, that ward timeout, I have to assume was communicated by Ssumday, knowing when Summit dipped into his brush to drop a ward, knowing, hey, this is going to die. This is the perfect time to come Closer. And that's exactly what you need to neutralize a threat like Summit.
And I've got a bit of a bone to pick because I think it should be extended this whole year. I think Ssumday has been magnificent this whole year, not just this series. 400 Thieves. Absolute monster. Huge part of getting them here because the team was certainly lacking early on in spring. They were struggling, you know, not getting the normal carry performances that they expected out of Abbedagge, out of FBI. And so it was not smooth sailing for this 100 Thieves to look so dominant here in playoffs. They really had to work for it this year. And that hard work has paid off.
This could look good. huhi doesn't have any good way out. The flash gonna still land the first stun. That's gonna be a guaranteed kill into Nami, and the rest of it's gonna look pretty good. A slow into FBI, they finally get that kill. Blaber gets out, no problem. And here is Ssumday for the revenge. He's gonna find one, and the respawns are coming. The move is here. Berserker gonna fall. Cloud9 get one, and they lose two.
Any sort of chase here. Abbedagge goes over the wall. He's got the sweep.
Scoop on a two. They're gonna get looks like number 3, number 4. Another one is traded back. It's 4-2 in kills. A turret slain somewhere else on the map. The 100 Thieves going for a lot more.
Abbedagge gives his body up for the last 2 kills, and the turret 100 Thieves explode in a gold lead. And during that time, Summit AFK split pushing while the rest of his team is getting exploded.
He can't do anything else because he's got no teleport, but that's it. That's your only choice.
That's your game plan.
Cloud9 forcing the play on bottom side, and look at the response from 100 Thieves. So FBI dodges away from the initiation from Blaber. It is going to kill huhi, but Ssumday with the teleport. He closes the gate here behind him, picks up the kill onto Blaber, and then Berserker gets forced by Closer's kick into the tower, so they get 2 immediately, and then Abbedagge sees the angles. A+ in geometry for Mr. Abbedagge off of the 100 Thieves. Yes, he goes down there to the Chaos Storm, but it is well worth it.
Even his teammates are impressed. huhi giving him a round of applause for that sweep.
That's what you got to do as the 2 players that die. You know, you're just hyping everybody else up.
I mean, that was a really sick play. Everything I thought was finished perfect from Abbedagge to clean it up at the end. And Cloud9 farther and farther away from this game. A bit of money on Summit, that's good. The turret kill is valuable. It is money in the pocket. It was first turret, so it is worth a little bit more, but there's still so much to do in this game. And now Ssumday gonna be in a bit of the stun, and they're gonna find a lot more at Summit here as well. He'll be locked in place, gets the ulti for the escape. Closer doesn't find his way in just yet. Q's gonna land. Not yet on the right targets. Can he find a kick though is the question. Doesn't get much of a knock-up. Gets right back out though. Health bar's low on Cloud9. 100 Thieves once again on this lane.
That instant stun just saved Summit's life right there too, because Closer was going to take that in and insta-kick, but they stunned him up as soon as he takes it. Still though, 100 Thieves can push you out of top side of the map. The only rewards for Cloud9 is Berserker solo pushing on bottom. Berserker Zeri will be able to move that lane all the way up to secondary turret.
Abbedagge does have an ulti, pulls him all the way back in, waits out the ult, shoves him back with the burst damage, is gonna be there. Well played by Cloud9, the cooldown synced up, and down goes the mid laner.
Blaber, good job finding another target in the mid lane after the top play did not work out.
And that means because they put pressure on mid, you force a reaction and everybody gets to move up here into the collapse. Cloud9 with the temporary position advantage, 5v4 on the map, and they're setting up for this dragon. 38 seconds is plenty of time for Abbedagge to respawn though.
Yeah.
And he should be able to reset. 100 Thieves going to get their wards.
You can see FBI on a fairly late recall, though. I mean, looks like everyone's kind of in this boat right now, but the ones with teleport, you're kind of allowed to recall 30 seconds. If FBI wants to play for vision control, he's not going to be allowed to. Like, he'll get to the river when this dragon spawns, so if Cloud9 pushes hard enough, they could just own this river.
I'm really curious to see how Cloud9 plays the game out from here. Do they want to start taking these dragon fights as the stacking starts coming in for both teams, or do they leave them on an island to keep split pushing? Because Tryndamere can be good in team fights. There can be comps playing against him where they don't have a ton of ways to deal with him, but double immobile backline, they have a ton of peeling tools. It feels very hard for Tryndamere to actually stick onto any of the targets this game.
Literally every champion on 100 Thieves is hard for him. Ssumday ultimate, closer kick, Abbedagge sweep back is peel, Nami ultimate, the wave is peel. It's so hard.
Lucian dash.
The team fight. And so to the point earlier where we're talking about, all right, he's got to split push on side lanes, you know, they don't have a choice. That's what they're looking at here.
And the wave gets pushed into the mid lane. Unfortunately, not much that Cloud9 can do. They reset the same time as 100 Thieves did to watch the dragon go down instead of maybe going for broke on top lane, going for tier 2 and making a cross map resetting later. It's just, well, we've bought some items and you've gotten the dragon. Fair game. We are 10 minutes away. We are on pace for a 28-minute mountain soul towards 100 Thieves.
This series is a celebration of our defending champions. Honestly, this is 100 Thieves in playoffs, starting us off the right way. Really, really dominant thus far. Now pressuring on mid as Summit is going for the recon, so Cloud9 will relinquish control of any pushing lanes. During the recall here from Summit, there's not going to be any way that they can kind of retake, and it gives 100 Thieves the opportunity to replenish these control wards.
Cloud9 on the back foot for the third game in a row, it feels like. The one thing I'll say for an opportunity they could look for is that the 4-man core for 100 Thieves, if Ssumday is dealing with Summit, is pretty squishy. There's not really any great front lines aside for the Lee Sin, and so maybe Cloud9 can find a really quick kill on someone.
Abbedagge gonna have a hard time. Nice, good flash stun. No, okay, gets a scoop to get out, but they're gonna go right back in. Gale Force in. That's gonna find a kill. Well done to the back versus the Cloud9. The top half finds a kill in the mid laner.
Perfect timing, too, on that pick. You know, Ssumday was getting the minion wave up to top side. They were about to be in so much pressure, but off of that pick, no Azir means Cloud9 get to retake basically everything. Ssumday, though, can he just finish this tower? Nobody's going up to it.
And respects the fact that it could be roamed on with, I guess, you know, Tryndamere walking over, so will drop the turret damage, roams towards mid to maybe crush a turret defense. Yeah, could have gone for the tower.
Yeah, I guess Cloud9 were worried about Ssumday moving down and forcing a dive, considering that Fudge had leaked out to the bot lane to get that pushing in their favor. So 100 Thieves not letting these attacks go unpunished, able to grab that mid lane.
This game, certainly closer than the rest of the series, though, for Cloud9. They are down 1,000 gold and 1 dragon, and they do have some better options for later on to the game. We already know Berserker had the pop-off team fight. They've got Viktor, better scaling for a 5-on-5 setup this time around, and we shall see if the commitment to the Tryndamere will pay off, because he's got a giant CS lead and just needs some room to work with here. Summit still sitting on Gale Force, and the active will come up pretty soon here.
Ssumday, Spidey Sense says, I am in danger indeed, walks back, does not play for the wave of equilibrium. Just going to control the wave in front of tier 2 and make sure that doesn't go down.
And that Spidey Sense is actually one of the best in the league. Ssumday has only died 6 times isolated. He is so good about sensing when the enemy is coming up to him, where his team is on the map, where the vision is, and knowing, okay, I need to get out of here right now, even when he is playing more aggressive this split than before.
Exactly, and I want to highlight just how impressive that stat is, because he has played so many split push games for 100 Thieves. He has put himself out there on Graves, on Tryndamere himself, doing a lot of the split push work for 100 Thieves, getting them so many wins, and still keeping those ISO deaths low.
Definitely impressive. Great player, and clearly playing to Summit's equal. He'll take the CS deficit in a losing matchup. Yeah, guess what? Trynd beats Ornn in lane early on. All right, here's your waves. Congratulations. But the ganks have always looked good. 3-0-1. I mean, he's the second place kills in the game on Ornn.
Very impressive out of him. The 3-man there was very dicey. We were all watching because the spectators were moving the Vision of War. We didn't know if Cloud9 was actually going for a full wraparound. It's on Blaber and Winsome to force these plays when we're talking about the squishier members of 100 Thieves. It's the engaged people who really need to set this up.
And there we go. Another one knocked down. Well played. 4 turrets to 2, 2 dragons to 1, 10 kills to 5. Everything just doubled up right now. 100 Thieves 2-0. The only thing that Cloud9 don't have a claim to is a win in a game.
Now, the timing window is going to work out that there's plenty of recall timer to get your control wards for this dragon. We are looking at attempts of stops on those recalls. However, everybody from 100 Thieves does get out, so you can reset as 100 Thieves. You see the inventory is filling right back up. They can move all of their resources over to this dragon. This will be soul point for them, and Mountain Soul is incredibly powerful in this scenario. Of course, you know, as Ssumday is gonna get a lot of value also just out of the Mountain Drakes, increasing the resistances there for himself. If they can set up first, 100 Thieves have so many ways to block off pathways that lead up to the dragon. So that's why getting first reset on this dragon spawn is paramount.
Cyrilda's on the way for FBI. That'll be a really nice power spike when it comes through, but on the Whisper in the meantime, 2 items are through for Berserker, though. That's pretty important. Trinity plus Titanic is going to look really good over there. We're on to the Navori Quick Blades on the Tryndamere. If Tana wants to fight, this could be a time, but of course we know Tryndamere is on the other side of the map. Walking over now, but that'll be far too late before the dragon goes down, so it's going to be a steal on some wolves. And dragon number 3 goes to 100 Thieves. Cloud9, for now, biding their time, looking for the opportunity to take an actual fight or find their way in. But yes, we are at 28-18, gonna find ourselves on a mountain silver 100 Thieves, unless Cloud9 stops them. Looking now at FBI, gonna find maybe a bit of a slow, but no, just completely pushed away. The ulti not gonna be enough, and Blaber just gets cold from the Freljord, and he's still frozen solid. We're gonna find a bit more now as Fudge walks away, just barely staying alive in the Winsome. It's gonna be Closer, diving in for more. Kill number 2, kill number 3. 100 Thieves just walking over Cloud9.
Closer, my man, whoa, give him a break. Summit now is getting chased off by the Ornn. My goodness, Abbedagge. That's a lot of DPS.
Gets the Zonias out, blocks a lot of the damage here. Closer running low on energy, so can't really do a Q combo, and Fudge will push out the team. Is that enough to stop Baron? Not yet. But it is 2 versus 5. Is there a chance?
Summit and Fudge do need to contest this. This is match point. Giving up Baron to this team, you can't let that happen. I feel like they need to contest this, as doomed as it feels.
But how do you even steal it away? It's going to be a smite, it's going to be a claim, and Cloud9 realize, yep, we didn't get there in time. FBI! Why are you even there? Lucian gets his revenge on Viktor in the mid lane. Double beats his heart out, and we get another kill for 100 Thieves. Summit pushed away as well.
100 Thieves find the Baron. They're getting their resets off. They're marching, it feels like, to a quick 3-0 in this series.
My goodness. I'm just waiting for the replay there. Closer uses the Q, taxis over, kicks him right back. We'll take a look at it here, because the way that it starts out is about the Blaber charge, who goes at FBI. And you know, Mark, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
He misses, I'd say. Good stuff by huhi. This is what I was talking about. The engage is so important for Cloud9 sides. Once it gets stuffed, it's just a chase down now for 100 Thieves.
And look at Closer. He uses this Q on Winsome, the taxi over. Then he ward hop, kicks back Berserker, and still finishes off Winsome.
That was beautiful. Incredible play by Closer, definitely clutch here in this game of the playoffs. And as, yeah, you saw, you know, Fudge fighting valiantly, got some damage across, but Cloud9, I mean, with no vision, 2v5, I understand being afraid to go to Baron, just giving it up, but they just show up late and they get the worth of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of doomed at that point. FBI doesn't let him fish around for anything with this Baron. 100 Thieves are looking to close this series.
Yeah, you got damage out of the mid laner and nothing else. Sadly, Fudge on an island in this one. 14-5 now. A 26-minute game, 2.5 for Mountain Soul. And that's going to close out almost any opportunity that Cloud9 would have. 4.4K. I agree. Tenacity.
Very.
You got a good teammate.
I would say hella. That's my answer.
Yeah.
As a NorCal.
Yeah. Hella good player here. Closer looking to make it happen. 3-0-8. Hey, one more kill, man. One more kill, and you rep NorCal proudly. I mean, at 4-0-8. Come on, Sandoz 0%. No one in the audience? That's fine. Yeah, there we go.
Didn't even give them a chance for a reset.
I don't assume there are any people from the Bay Area.
I would always assume that no one would react to Phreak's joke anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right,
maybe
let's
Grown.
get in there.
And we got the engage looking yet again. Ornn gonna come across onto one, but just the tank. Winsome gonna be able to walk away pretty cleanly. But still, we got a Baron buff wave, 2 cannons, and a turret falling. Inhibitor gonna drop now as well, and we are just on the precipice of the 3-0 stomp. Only one of these games was even close.
Here comes Blaber.
Blaber gonna try to find his way in. He's going towards huhi, gonna find FBI for the stun, but there's no damage here. Jumps right back out, gonna stay alive. A stopwatch burns some time, and now gonna juke right back out and still shuffled in. 5 seconds until Ssumday drops. You get one to Abbedagge, not bad. Will there be a second? A flash of safety. Someone stays alive, a 1-for-1 now. And actually, 100 Thieves, they may lose another. Zeri's popping off. Can Berserker make it happen? Berserker's trying his damnedest. Doesn't get the slow, but he wants a little bit more. Gets rid of the turret, gets in onto Ssumday, trades it back. And how about this now with Fudge? Because Blaber's on the way over. There is only one left alive, and Cloud9 on death's door, looking to make a couple of kills happen to keep themselves in the upper bracket. A stun for huhi, but will it matter? They know where he is. They know he'll be stunned. They know they'll get the kill. The Bud Light Ace coming through. Cloud9 clinging to life.
Yes, they are. Cloud9 not letting go of this one. They Bud Light Ace serve up, 100 Thieves.
Just when it felt like there was no hope for them in this series, an incredible flank by Blaber. He was waiting there for about 20, 30 seconds. Great target prioritization. huhi and FBI are stacked up. Make sure to get onto FBI. Then when Abbedagge is trying to step forward and buy space, Blaber's going to fall back onto him and get the next bit of his combo, the ultimate on top of FBI, forcing him out. Summit runs forward to buy a lot of space, which allows his team to finish out Abbedagge. And once he's down, that's one of the key threats, 400 Thieves off the map. And from there, Berserker doesn't have that many threats that actually outrange him, and the Zeri can begin to pop off.
Yeah, he flashes just outside of the range of the Volibear E, doesn't get slowed, so he picks up 2. He's trying to do everything himself. He even tanks that 1 turret shot. Maybe if he waited another split second and Viktor was able to tank it, but then the distance would have been pretty great for trying to finish up on that chase regardless. The attempt there, it's still going to be Dragon Soul picked up in the afterward. For our 100 Thieves, and now they're wearing an extra giant shield.
Well, the gold lead reads 1,000, but the shields, the bonus health, bonus resists, that reads 4,000. The Ornn upgrades for every member reads another several hundred, and the scoreboard lies to you, my friend. 100 Thieves are incredibly far ahead.
I don't know if the cameras caught it, but I want to give credit to the crowd. They did, in fact, do the wave with that last "we" chant. So congratulations, you win the challenge.
Very proud of the crowd. They're showing up today, unlike Cloud9, who are struggling this series.
I was going to say, ranked participants here today. 100 Thieves first, Cloud tied. Well, crowd tied for first as Blaber slowed up. FBI going to get the Cyrilda's Grudge slow. And indeed, a deity from the Freljord will drop. Whee! Not bad. Not as good as Berserker's play. I mean, he's 4-3-1. He's doing pretty well.
Can you guys... I'm done with those now. Let's celebrate the defending champions, baby, because they're about to go for their victory lap.
GA in for FBI. Baron up in 38 seconds. They'll get the crab. Denying that one from Cloud9 as well. Blaber will respawn about the time Baron comes up, and he can walk over to see it die on his screen by the time he runs his way over. Someone going to do his best to split push. Cyrilda's in for himself. Make that spinning slash slow.
Abbedagge resetting here should have his death cap as well. Going to become even stronger coming in with the Zhonya's, Leandries. If he doesn't die at the beginning of fights, it does feel very impossible for Cloud9, which again puts the pressure on Blaber and Winsome to have these super clean engages where they can 100-0 him before he can actually get his stopwatch off.
So, 100 Thieves, they can easily split into a 4-1 here since the bottom inhibitor is down. And just pushing these before contracting towards Baron. Baron back on the table again means they have all of these options. The turn is extremely strong for them off of Baron because they have such long range CC. So shoving the waves here, mid and top lane. Your supers will apply pressure on bottom lane for you, and then you get your choice. Would you rather siege or would you rather bait on Baron? All the options in the world are open to the 100 Thieves.
Well, bot lane is automatic pressure, and only Fudge has teleport to play that and then match. So assuming we're going to see him head down to make it happen. For now, though, it's going to be Summit. I think they can bring him over in time, and it's not going to be a big worry. They'll get more farm.
So here's the problem. Summit, no TP, has to go down to the bot lane to clear these wards out. This is the exact window for 100 Thieves to make their play onto the Baron buff. We'll see how Cloud9 wants to respond, or it's just a straight-up sack.
Yep, they say, you know what? You've got us checkmated. That play's not going to happen. Even Blaber forced to ult away from the AD carry. Baron, a formality here. 100 Thieves just owns the map too well. Cloud9 will go for broke in their base. They're keeping the gold relatively close, but there's more advantages here than gold in this game.
Map state is a huge one. Like you said, the best chance they have is kind of what happened in the previous fight where 100 Thieves gets pinned up against a wall. They're too far forward in their base, and then Blaber goes in. But without his ultimate, that's a pretty large window where Cloud9 realistically have a hard time engaging, and 100 Thieves want to push that advantage right now, 5-manning around the top lane.
And Cleaver in for Zeri going to be pretty meaningful at getting to the front line. She's about 2-to-1 physical damage overall. Obviously, the ulti deals magic, and that counts, but it'll help for the Tryndamere, it'll help for the Volibear a little bit. Ssumday tries to find a flank play, not going to get much. Abbedagge pushed them out, and here comes turret number 1. That's going to drop. If you're willing to fight, you are only willing to fight around the turret. The inhibitor is always going to drop if you let the turret fall. Poke is the most you get. Ssumday looking at it. Again, you're not going to get much. Slowed up, down to 1k health. Gets the mark, pops it with a W. FBI chunks into 1k.
All right, teleport on Blaber here in the mid lane too. Look at the rest of the teams rotating over. Basically, all the doors are open, and they're looking to knock the last one down. One inhibitor tower standing left here in the mid lane. Not wasting any time. They've still got 2 full minutes on this Baron buff, so they can lay waste to the Cloud9 base.
Titanic, of course, still splashes, so not going to be a problem for Berserker to knock that cannon down. But once you knock down mid, bot is open, bot is available, and they're going to find just a small knockup onto the tank. Not going to mean a whole lot. Winsome wants to go in. Here's the fight right now. Is going to be enough. Blaber locked in place. Jumps right on top of him as well. Already Leona is down 1-0. Ssumday very low. Burns a stopwatch, stays alive. Closer and Summit now in a battle as well. Second one in for FBI. We've already got the time for the emotes. So TP back in with full health for Ssumday. Going to be not a problem as well. Summit left alone. Summit pops a Guardian Angel, and Summit gets out. A miracle worker through and through, but it's not going to be enough. Closes to land the Q, and he's going to find a flash E, follow the kill coming in. 3 down, champions, games, nothing else to do. 100 Thieves gonna walk over this one as well. They are here to take this series without dropping a single game. Berserker and Fudge, the only two who deal damage, will try their damnedest to hold on, but can it happen against Baron and 5? Turret number 1 under fire. They can do some wave, they can do it from far away. The shots come through with skill shot, they have to wait for the next wave, but it's coming through the top side. Double supers to try again. Respawns in for Winsome. Health bars low on 100 Thieves. It's not the easiest pushed ever. Volibear up now as well. 4v5 is a possibility, though it's very tough. Again, trying for the wave clear. Putting health bars low. Slowly sustaining back up is 100 Thieves. Second turret going to fall soon. We got 15 seconds until Summit's back up as well. Ulti through for Fudge. Finds a bit of damage. Blaber again forced to run away. Takes a lot of damage in for the Lee Sin. The kick back, and that's going to be 1 already. Winsome the drop for the second. Nexus to fall. 3-0. 100 Thieves, the defending champions, look to reclaim the title.
100 Thieves come into playoffs as the hottest team in the LCS, a massive win streak on the back half of the split, and they continue that, stomping Cloud9 3-0.
What a split for 100 Thieves. What a journey for them. Starting out stumbling, crawling, then slowly standing up, and now triumphant 3-0 with an extremely clean series here over Cloud9. The communication, the coordination, the confidence to attack their opponent's best player, everyone deserving. Take a bow, every player.
Really incredible stuff at 100 Thieves. Crawl, Closer decided he was going to run this map, and he did it 3 times in a row. I mean, and he is against tough competition. This whole squad played so well, though. And we saw the pop-offs, right? Like, hey, Summit is a lane-dominant player. He got his leads. And Berserker is an incredible team fight. That was wonderful. We saw some incredible pop-offs. But as a team, 100 Thieves were better every single time.
Yeah, and different people stepped up every single game. This time, FBI, with the Lucian Nami lane, ends up with 12 kills at the end of that game. Quietly did it, but was racking up kills every single team fight. And that was the big reason that people were excited about 100 Thieves at the start of the year, was it felt like every single lane can pop off, and your jungler can.
Well done, Mr. President. Well done.
Officially the president.
Officially for him, getting the first Ornn handouts. Honestly, doing so much work in that game too. Really exciting stuff. First round of playoffs, first series of playoffs. Cloud9 now go to the lower bracket for their lower bracket run, and 100 Thieves move on.
At the end of the day, all that matters is winning the title overall. The trophy lift at the end, that's the banner up there, and the 1 slot at MSI for the LCS. 100 Thieves to this level looks really good. I want to see them hold on to this one. I want to see how well other teams can fight against them, because, hey, a late surge is all that matters. Your form for playoffs is what matters. And, you know, we got the TLEG fight tomorrow, back here with another awesome crowd, I'm sure. And, I mean, not better than you. Obviously, y'all are the best crowd. Thank you. Yes, indeed.
You say that to everyone.
Yeah, but from coming back tomorrow, you know, you're still tied for first place, obviously. So beautiful stuff by 100 Thieves. We'll be joining Crawl Closer to talk pro to pro a little later, but right now, we're meeting up with LeTigress and FBI and huhi in a Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you so much, Phreak. Thank you to everyone in the crowd for the energy that you bring. Welcome to the Verizon post-game interview. I am joined by the entirety of the bot lane. We have FBI, we have huhi. 3-0 against C9. Fans present. Pardon the generic nature of this question, but starting with the FBI, how does it feel?
Feels good. Very good. Very good. It feels amazing.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, the crowd is like incredible, and I see lots of 100 Thieves fans, and thank you so much.
What a series it was as well, taking down Cloud9 in such a fashion. I first want to actually come to you for this one. How much of this was about shutting down Summit in the top lane, finding that Achilles heel? Because even in game number 1, you spent a lot of time elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we just think Summit is their win condition, and he's kind of playing 1v5 versus us, and Ssumday can even take 1v1, but this is a 5v5 game, so we were teaching him a lesson.
Bringing the whole team together for the victory. It was a bit of a surprise to see them go for the salty run back in game number 2. FBI, you were the only one that had to play a different champion. What was your response to that and being able to have it so tight there in the end?
I think, yeah, it came down to between our top and bot pick, and I think both of us had a lot of champions prepared for the circumstance, but we just went with the one pick today.
And we talked so much about the fan energy here, right? But I think it was pretty incredible to watch in game 2, you know, all the turrets go down around one Nexus, same on the other side. Do you feel that anyone was hitting that go button a little bit harder because the way that the energy affected the arena today?
I think for sure, like I think me personally too, I was more hyped and like more loud in the comms, and we over communicated. But I think all my teammates were like pretty collected too, and they tried to calm me down, and we tried to do that for each other. So it was really helpful, and yeah, I mean the crowd is just amazing. So
a little bit of woo-saw needed from the entirety of the team. Now, even looking at this and the way that things worked out at the entirety of the season, Cloud9 dominant for a lot of it, 100 Thieves having that resurgence there in the end, Hansama even noting in a TGI interview that it's more important to be in form at that end going into playoffs. I want to know, do you two agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I definitely agree, because at the end of the day, playoffs is where it counts, but I'm still not happy with my early performance, and I feel I kind of let the team down a bit, but I'm glad to be somewhat back in form, but yeah, we're going to continue to do well.
And clearly a lot of love from the fans through and through. A lot of taste during this series of what allowed people to fall in love with you all in that finals performance. So is there something when it comes to playoffs going into the rest of these matches? Because you've got another one on the horizon that's going to be tough. How does this invigorate you for that?
I mean, it's just similar as last play when we won the championship. We're going to play versus Team Liquid or EG. And this time, I think we're going to win that one and be in the winners final.
I know even Santorin in his post-game interview recently was saying, oh yeah, we wanted that #1 seed. We wanted to avoid 100 Thieves in that case. What about you, FBI? Thoughts on TL, EG, who you might be facing?
I think the matchup is actually closer than a lot of people think. Team Liquid and EG, I kind of feel like are evenly matched, and I feel like we'll just destroy both of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, as this is our first time in front of fans in a long time, the first time for playoffs for this 100 Thieves roster specifically, I know, huhi, you have been here before. Anything you want to say to them?
Missed you guys.
We all missed you. It has been a wonderful time. FBI, huhi, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
We are going to hear from more 100 Thieves players. We have High standing on by with a pro-to-pro alongside Closer. Let's go check it out.
Hey everyone, I have Closer here today. Congratulations on the 3-0, you kind of stomped them. What I have here for you today is I'm gonna play a few clips, and I would just want you to walk me through it, basically.
Okay.
So on this first clip, you do a really cool Lee Sin mechanic where you basically hit Q, and then you ward hop to him and start whacking him for some extra damage. Can you explain the reason of why you do that and when you like to do it?
I mean, I wanna get the second Q execute damage. So if enemy champion is low, my Q will deal more damage. And also, I wanna follow his flash or second dash with my Q. So it's like I have to go for it, yeah.
Gotcha.
If I wanna kill him.
Gotcha. So then, I have more clips here, and my question is, moving into this game, was it a planned thing ahead of time that you guys want to camp Summit? Like before you even enter the best of 5, like last night or something, are you guys planning on camping Summit? Because game 1, he kind of went 0-7-0, and you guys kind of, you put a 10 up here. Was that planned ahead of time?
I mean, they're playing ranked on Diana, so their draft plan is they want to play for top side, and if they don't get anything, like Ornn will be 10 times more useful than Renekton. I think we played well and got 2 ganks off him, and he was completely out of the game. So it went as planned, yeah.
Cool, gotcha. All right, so obviously he had a pretty bad series because he kind of just sat up here. I have another clip here, actually. We're gonna hop to the second game, and we're gonna go all the way to this dragon fight right here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about your feelings throughout this team fight, and when they start pushing towards your nexus, do you feel like you're about to lose? Can you walk me through this?
I think this fight, we should have won this fight, actually. I kind of died without doing anything. I thought kicking Diana and Benny, buying time for my team will be enough. But even here, I think the fight is pretty close. So when they're ending, I was like talking to my teammates. I knew that I just had to defend the base. So I just sold my complete item and bought GA. I'll sell my Mao here and buy GA. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm just gonna try to buy time. And if we win from there, it's fine.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking.
Are you guys saying in comms right here, like, oh shit, we just threw the game? Or do you actually think you can defend? Because you guys are dead for quite a long time. They're pushing down the base. It's pretty close. So like, are you guys like nervous here?
I mean, of course we are nervous. After you lose a fight in like 30 minutes, it's usually enemy team is gonna end. But I mean, I was just focusing on the plan, what I can do instead of like worrying. So what I could do was buy as much as time I can. So that's all I did.
Got it. So following up from this, you guys will have a play where you teleport mid and you start pushing up there. There was an opportunity that you are able to do where you can try and do a end or you go for Baron. Who's making the shot call? I'll fast forward a little bit here so that people can see. Oh, I hit the wrong button actually. Give me a second while we go through this really fast. Not like this. Oh no. Am I doing it right? Okay, well, this is the next clip actually, so.
Okay.
All right, so I messed up and I skipped the last part of that clip, so we can not worry about that anymore.
It's fine.
So this is actually the most recent game. Can you just tell me a little bit about playing versus Blaber? I don't know why this isn't going this time though. I think it's at the end of it. All right, I have scuffed it up, unfortunately. Bottom right. Okay, I will need a little bit of time here. I don't know if there's a fast way to do this. How long does this take? This takes about 25 seconds to get to where we need to be.
Okay.
All right, so since I scuffed this up, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it different playing in front of fans than it is comparatively without the fans? Because it's been a very long time, right? Can you hear the energy? Can you hear their voices when you're playing?
I mean, to be honest, I was preparing more myself, like trying to like think how it's gonna be, because I didn't want to get nervous and stuff. But it was really cool. Like when I'm making a play, I could hear them cheer and like go hype, and I was like more hyped as well. So it was a really cool experience.
Got it. All right, cool. I am almost back to where I want to be here.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm fast forwarding. Here's my earlier question about when you guys are doing this fight here and you're chasing down with the teleport, who's making the shot call between like going for Baron or trying to do the end here as this clip runs out? It doesn't actually go past this because you guys just take the Baron instead of pushing. So who's making these shot calls at the point in the game?
Like I don't think we have a main shot caller, but I think Ssumday played a good role on this game. Like we are obviously thinking like, okay guys, we have to end the game because we have an open Nexus. It's gonna be really hard to play against it. So we checked the map and we don't have mid wave. So we are like, okay, let's go try to end top. And then while we are pushing top, we realize that we cannot end top. So we are like, okay, let's just go Nash. So it's like, we are deciding at the moment and reacting. I think in League of Legends, you can't always plan and you have to react at some point. So I think we reacted well and did the right move.
Yeah, for sure. So then my last few clips here are basically, it's gonna be game 3 where you're pretty much just duking out with Blaber. I wanna know, how was it playing against him in the best of 3? Do you feel like you out-jungled him, because if we took a look at the all-pro votes, you know, you kind of got third and he got first, but that clearly didn't show in this series. So can you tell me a bit about playing versus him this set?
I mean, playing versus anyone, I just think about what they're gonna do and what my champion can do against them. It's like, I think it's all same for me. Blaber is like aggressive, but like, for example, when he picks Diana, I know that he's gonna full clear and try to get ahead. And when he picks Volibear, I know that he's gonna try to gank. So it's nothing different, and it was easy.
Oh my gosh, so what I'm hearing is easy jungling versus him. The number 3 jungler beat the number 1 jungler, so we're all clear here.
Yeah, all pro also are pretty good guys.
If it makes you feel any better, I voted for you for second. I'm sorry I didn't give you first, but I have Blaber in third. So I don't know if that counts for anything in terms of it, but I voted for you for second at least. Okay? All right, cool. So that is all I have here. I'm sorry for the little bit of scuffed Telestrator segment, and that is all that we have here. I'm gonna send you all over to the Bud Light breakdown. Thanks for doing
Bye.
this.
Thank you.
Thanks, Closer.
Yeah, thank you very much, Closer, and congratulations to all of 100 Thieves who absolutely put the shellacking onto Cloud9 today. A 3-0 series. I love how they're trying to get into, you know, the Crawl's good graces. I at least voted you second, even though even though not first. I absolutely love those segments. My one gripe with them is that they make me want to go try and do the things that are being shown to us, and things like landing a Q, ward hop, extra auto attack damage, follow through on Q, execute damage, or the 5-head by a GA, because I know all I have to do is, I mean, that to me is the most based on that interview, that's the most impressive play that Closer actually made in this series, was that item purchase, understanding what it meant to save the game.
Yeah, and I mean, exactly, because those parts of the gameplay, like, if he's dead, you're oftentimes just thinking about it from the perspective of C9, so you never really get a follow-up. You never get the question or like, okay, what are you thinking during those moments? So you get that. Also, you already talked about at the beginning that the execute damage, people forget about it so frequently, so the fact that he's always front of his mind, beautiful to see.
Just maximizing it in that way. And I guess then it comes as no surprise, Emily, that Closer picks up player of the series.
Like that.
He may have been snubbed in the All-Pro voting, but when it comes to the postseason, he has turned it on at the right time on that Lee Sin pick.
It's funny because as he walked in, he was like, oh yeah, so guys, like,
who's getting player?
Who's player of the series?
We're like, who do you think? He's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like,
I don't know who it should be.
we should have told him.
It's making me, it's also just bringing back that little piece that you did with
like,
him where he comes into the story meeting. He's like, so that Closer guy, but actually it's all playing out in real time now.
Exactly. That's what I kind of wanted to hear is his reaction to it, because that's the type of stuff he cares about, especially if he's just slamming it throughout the series.
Yeah.
So we'll get it afterwards. I'm sure he's going to make a tweet about it.
So it's Lee Sin 3 times in a row for Closer, but the way the rest of the draft broke down in this game 3 was at least gave us our greatest differences between that and, of course, the first 2 games of the series. A little bit more early-oriented bot lane there for the duo 100 Thieves.
So I said the bot lane was going to change. I really like the return to Lucian Nami. Raz actually, off camera, called this. But yeah, it's something.
I don't believe you.
What?
You were saying
I don't believe you.
Come on.
Wasn't
give
caught
him
on
the
camera.
credit.
Okay, I see how it is.
Man tried to steal my chair.
This is true. And
It's
your
a
job.
nice-looking chair.
So, you know.
Thanks.
It's something we saw them play at Worlds and practice. It's actually something that I thought they were going to be a little bit better in executing when they were struggling at the beginning of the season, right? With the Caitlyn Lux. They didn't look as dominant with that. But in this game, they played around their bot lane really well, and that bot lane's pushing power.
And it's something we'll have to look at during the rest of the playoff, because like for me, when I was thinking Lucian Nami, it's just mainly because both of them got buffed in the recent patches. It was already kind of in the meta. Rogue was a team that was putting it in the forefront of people's mind. And then there's the lifesteal changes that just happened off this patch. And so the sustain and lane strength is something that should be valuable. And they had buffer time, right? They already won the first 2 games. Why not try? If it fails, go right back to what you did in the last 2. So great to see it.
By the same token, Cloud9, backs against the wall, had to make some kind of a pivot, and they do just that. It is the Tryndamere up in the top lane, but in a number of ways, Jet, this game wasn't about the top lane.
It wasn't. Nerf Tryndamere. I mean, huhi said it best in his interview, like, Summit may be good in the 1v1, but it's a 5v5 game.
Hey.
And I think more largely in this series, it very much exposed that C9 is a very incomplete team, and 100 Thieves had, I think, a lot of experience and confidence from past playoff runs to just play really unlocked. And I mean, we just had him in here, but like plays like this were common throughout the series. They were just so free on stage to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, Closer was playing a different game today, like than everybody else. It was so impressive to watch.
And that's when 100 Thieves, much like their championship run, when they're online, they're just moving as a squad.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're either overloading on the side of the map because they're confident they can take a fight, or, I mean, this was like the one aberration where I think Cloud9 had a glimpse.
Berserker, man.
Exactly. Berserker was just hot. And it's crazy because maybe if they had a second chance in the series, they can draft in a way, play in a way that's going around Berserker.
Well, I got good news for you. They have second chances in the playoffs.
There we go.
So we'll at least get to see Cloud9 again. We'll see what they maybe have learned from this series as they drop into the lower bracket. But
Against
100
Golden Guardian.
Thieves now, we get to move over, along the top side of the bracket and await the winner of tomorrow's series between Team Liquid and EG. And we know, as FBI said, they're feeling confident against whoever they might have to face up against.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big difference to Raz's point in this game, which you might not necessarily see in team fights, is like the timing of when they're doing things, right? Like the way they're moving on the team. When C9 was able to get advantages cross-map, 100 Thieves would actually look to rotate and at least get something out of that play. And that's something I really like to look at from championship teams, is how they react cross-map.
Yeah, and in these fights, just generally speaking, the formation that 100 Thieves have here, multiple times it's either going to be Summit or Blaber coming in from a flank, and you will always have Closer. There's one fight where Abbedagge was just marking the flank at all times, making it incredibly difficult for them to get FBI.
Every single player today on 100 Thieves had their own individual highlight moments. Of course, Closer, probably more so than anyone else with player of the series. But the win came courtesy of one Abbedagge in the mid lane, delivering the win and the dub for his team by what, Raz?
What do you call this play?
Yeah.
Scoopity whoop. Is it scoopity whoop?
When
The
does it
whoopity
happen?
scoop, scoop, scoopity doop, doop, whoop.
We're gonna have to wait a bit to see the play because it was a die originally by Blaber. But this is what we were joking about. You only unlock this move on Azir after at least 100 games.
Absolutely.
To just know that you can even do this from that brush to the lane.
Scoopity whoop, whoop, you
There you go.
It's just hilarious, right?
Beautiful to see.
You did your part, Jet. I appreciate it.
Absolutely love it. Now, as the remaining LCS teams fight to make it to Houston, Grubhub is giving you the same opportunity. Use code PLAYOFFSXP, PLAYOFFSXP, with your order to earn amazing prizes with one lucky winner, or diner rather, winning the ultimate prize pack, which includes the latest Rockcat products and tickets to the LCS finals live in Houston. That's right, live in Houston. Tickets are also on sale. Go check those out. Playoffs here. We still got seats open down there in Houston.
100 Thieves is going.
Yeah.
When you make winners final, even the loser of winners final will go to the third place game.
There it is.
Boom.
Boom.
Just like that. Book your tickets if you like 100
If you want to
Thieves.
see 100 Thieves.
Hundo Thundo.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of 100 Thieves fans out there, especially the way they're performing right now. A quick overview of what this third and final game looked like. The most contentious of the games, and you can see that by the gold graph, but I think that just goes to show that if this was the most contentious of the games and 100 Thieves still came out on top,
Game 2 was
how
pretty
dominant it
contentious.
really was.
That was the Nexus defense in game 2.
It was there. Yeah,
Close, just close.
That is a
That's
good
fair.
point. That's a good point.
This was the most up and
You're
down.
right, actually. They
Yeah.
were probably closer to losing game
Oh yeah,
2.
like a second or two.
Yeah.
But by statistics or gold,
Yeah.
less so. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Overall, though, I can toot my own horn a little bit because I did the deep dive on this,
Classic, yeah.
right? But it's
Straight
just,
to
I
give 'em
think
some
it
space.
really exposes the thing that Cloud9's needs to fix.
Yeah.
They were running over teams with Summit and Blaber, right?
Yep.
And even today, like, there was a, 40 CS advantage by Summit's Tryndamere in game 3?
Yes. Yes.
And in game 2, Blaber had like a 2-level advantage, and then the game kind of stalled out. It's like those two, even though Summit had 2 flops today, have been how they've been running over teams. But like, can you give Fudge a counterpick matchup and expect him to carry? No. Right? Can you counterpick Winsome in the bot lane and win 2v2? No. Right? So they need to develop a different way of winning the game if they want a chance of winning the title, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to make this decision. Do they double down on just playing through Summit better, or do they actually pivot? Because Berserker, that kid is so damn good.
So damn
And he's
good.
doing it with no jungle attention, no resources, and he nearly like solo carried 2 games almost, right?
Yeah.
With the Zeri. So I want to see I want to see changes from Cloud9 because I think they have a lot of talent.
Get Berserker to that point at a more even state. Give him the opportunity to come up big for the team. Yeah, because I do wonder as well how many future opponents of Cloud9 are looking at that 100 Thieves draft strategy and going, oh, triple ban top lane, let's go. We're always going to pinch that top lane pool.
Yeah, I just remember that next matchup that they're going to have is going to be going up against a Golden Guardians, right? That has been, gearing up. Of course, they're a really, spotty team up and down, but that's a team you cannot sleep on.
No.
That is a team that will push you in the early game. And then there are going to be fumbles, sure, we'll see. There'll be a little challenge in the mid to late game. But if you are as a team, if you're showing what you showed here today, Golden Guardians are taking notes.
Yeah, this is this is what our playoff bracket looks like as of now. A shutout today by 100 Thieves before TL and EG take to the stage tomorrow to see who will move on in that upper bracket to face off against 100, while Cloud9 drop to the lower bracket against Golden Guardians. Those matches to take place next week. Definitely going to be an interesting matchup between Cloud9 and Golden Guardians because of that opportunity we've talked about Golden Guardians having to create big leads and maybe fumble some of them, right? So we'll have to see who can really clean it up in that regard. Tomorrow, TLEG. My interest is peaked. Well, let me walk this back. Because of the interview. I came into the weekend going, today will be the 5-game series, 3-2, one way or the other, and tomorrow will be the 3-0 with TL just kind of cleaning it up. Neat little bow. And then for those guys on stage to go, evenly matched, or FBI was, evenly matched teams, but we'll smash whoever wins. I'm like, really? Is that the pro player perception right now?
I wonder
that
what
those two teams are equal?
Or
is that just confidence talk?
I mean, that's where I wonder how much scrim results are going into this, because teams have consistently said that not 100 Thieves, oh my gosh, Evil Geniuses in scrims is such a formidable team. Like, teams and players still rate that team highly because of what they see from them in scrims. And EG, by their own admission, have said that they haven't been able to bring that to stage. So we'll see if they do it in a best of 5.
Yeah, just for context for people at home, we see 2 games a week, but the teams play 20 or 30. So that's where I think the sample size would come in. I also do think it's trash talk, right? It's literally trash talk. I still think TL will win, but I do think EG rates way higher in the minds of almost every LCS team than they do in the minds of the fans, based on what we don't see.
Well, then I very much hope they live up to that
and
tomorrow so that we get ourselves a full 5-game series. One more quick reminder that, again, our finals are headed to Houston at the Energy Stadium, happening April 23rd and 24th, both days of the weekend. Tickets are on sale on Ticketmaster, so go check that out. Let's get some more butts in seats. We got plenty here. I'm glad that we were all here to see those butts return to seats. Flowers was out there. I'm glad he didn't miss the day that Butts returned to seats, because he's a passionate fellow. About what? About butts in seats. And we got him. But that's it for our first day of the LCS Spring Playoffs. So that's going to do it for us here. Now, on behalf of myself, the casters, the entire remote broadcast crew. Actually, we're not even that remote anymore. We're basically fully online, baby. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow for more LCS Playoffs. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe.
It's far away.
And be good to each other.
Good night.
Ooh, that was
yeah, that was closer.
Okay. Put your hands together for Cloud9 and 100 Thieves!
I love an audience. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for cheering, for making this moment magical. Blaber sure to walk out. Anchors up soon. Flash into the road. He's not in flash range over the wall. And it's gonna be enough. First blood.
Then closer is here first.
Gonna find the knock. Q's gonna land. The rest of it's gonna matter though. He follows through. He flash follow. And now Summit's gonna be stunned. No, he's gonna get the heal in time, but finally the Q's gonna land. And closer lands the skill shots. That'll be a death to Blaber. Gets one more CS, but it's 7-1. 100 Thieves are walking over this game.
Wow.
Got the team fight continues. Can Cloud9 get anything done? After the backline, Berserker finds one. They get a second. And Berserker keeps going. Fudge keeps going. What a team fight for Cloud9. Ssumday here as well with Abbedagge. The target is Berserker. It's got to be. Jukes away. Can't survive. Summit still cannot get a kill on the board. 0, 5, and 0. The reverse ace.
Yo, we can go next. Go next. Go next. We can. You can hit. And Nexus, fellas. Whoa!
I got through this game.
The Q's not going to back out for another second, and so as long as Blaber's in the way, Flash Q! Oh, he did it! Closer, Flash Q! What a madman!
Any sort of chase here. Abbedagge goes over the wall. He's got the sweep.
Scoop on a 2. They're going to get, looks like number 3, number 4. Another one is traded back. Ulti through for Fudge, finds a bit of damage. Blaber again forced to run away, takes a lot of damage in for the Lee Sin, the kick back, and that's going to be 1 already. Winsome the drop for the second. Nexus the fall. 3-0. 100 Thieves, the defending champions, look to reclaim the title.